only thing we could do was just ignore, because you can't turn around and say like, yeah. You just can't. Like, I just couldn't. I just ignored, like, oh, you guys are just bitter. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Nomah Jay. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much for coming back. I really do appreciate your support. I really do appreciate the fact that you came back to watch this video. If you are new here, I hope you like it and I hope you stay. Now in today's video, I will be answering some of your questions that you guys asked me on Instagram and also on WhatsApp. I'm very happy to be chit-chatting with you and answering all your questions. First question, what's your favorite color? Favorite color is red. I feel like red is such an empowering color. Anything that has to do with the color red, I am there. It's so empowering. I love it. I associate the color red with power. Some people associate it with blood and death. No, not me. I feel like it's powerful. Not a question, but you are effortlessly beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really do appreciate the compliment. Next question, when motherhood gets hectic, what do you tell yourself or what do you do that lifts you up and motivates you? So motherhood can be tough and it can be hectic and overwhelming. We all know that. When it gets hectic, for me, I just completely shut down. I shut down whatever it is that I'm doing and I just be in the moment and I be silent in the moment and I'm just there. I'll put away my phone. I'll possibly just step outside and take a few breaths because honestly I cannot be frustrated for too long, because there's always someone who needs something. Someone needs their butt to be wiped. Someone needs. Next question is, what is the biggest lesson motherhood has taught you? What knowledge do you want to impact on your children to prepare them for adulthood? Okay, so this is two questions. Okay, but the biggest lesson motherhood has taught me, honestly, motherhood teaches you so many lessons all the time. Motherhood is just a journey and you learn every day. There's a lesson every day. But to answer that, I can just say to love unconditionally, because you have these little human beings. You have these little human beings that look up to you. They need you and you just need to love them, and they are so imperfect. They drive you crazy. Literally every day you will lose your mind. At one point or the other, you will just feel like you're losing your mind, and these little people look at you with so much love and they give you so much love, and then you just have to love unconditionally. Whether they drive you crazy or not, you need to love them. You have to love them. It doesn't matter what they do. If they draw on the walls, it doesn't matter if they broke your phone, they broke my ring light. Like right now, I have to switch it on because it goes on and off as I'm filming, and I have to keep on switching it on. So, but I still love my kids. I cannot hate my kids because they broke my ring light or they broke my phone or they draw on the walls. I love unconditionally because you have these kids. Now you learn how to love unconditionally. Your love has no conditions. And what do you want to impart on your children to prepare them for adulthood? I really want my children to be respectful, and they need to know how to apologize. And I want my sons, especially my sons, to protect women, to be able to protect women. I want my son not to abuse women. I want my son to protect their women. I want my sons to be respectful. I want my daughters to be respectful. I want my daughters to protect men as well. Yes, men also need protection, and I want to impart that into my children. And I want them to be tough. By tough, I don't mean I don't want my kids to cry, or I don't expect my kids to cry or be weak at situations. No, but the world is a tough place. It's very rough out there. I would like for my kids to be able to be brave, and face challenges and face failures, So yeah, that's just some of it. Next question is, how do you keep a healthy balance with marriage, motherhood, school, and your social life without neglecting the other? Honestly, it is very, very hard not to neglect one. But finding a balance, I'm not even sure if my life has a balance. I really just wing it. As I go. But having a healthy marriage means one has to work all the time. Every day you need to wake up and be intentional, have good intentions over your marriage, and go ahead and put it into act. Like, put your intentions into action. You need to act out. Don't just think of things and then expect the other party to put in the action when it is your idea. If you have something in mind that is good and it's going to impact your marriage in a positive way, go ahead and implement it and make it work. And motherhood, you just need to, what works for me is having everything planned out and scheduled. I schedule everything, I plan out everything, and I also have a routine that my kids follow, which makes it easy for me. Like, for example, by 8 p.m. it's lights out, they go to bed, which means I have time to sit down and do whatever I want to do, watch a movie with my husband, or go over YouTube, or read a book, or just face my studies. Also, school, for me, schoolwork only works after hours. When everybody's asleep, that's the only time I can get to study and do some schoolwork. My social life, I don't really have any social life, so that's very easy for me. When I do socialize, it's once in a while, so it's not something that I can say, oh, I need to squeeze it in all the time. I prefer being in my own space. I love being in my own space around my family. So social life is not really a problem for me, because it's just something that comes up once in a while. Okay, fine, I have to go out, hang out with the girls or do something, but I mostly don't hang out. So, about relationships, how did you first tell your parents that your man is Niger, and how did they react? Firstly, I was raised by a single mom, so this question would be me telling my mom that I'm dating a Nigerian man. Honestly speaking, my mom was never hard on it. My mom was so cool, guys. R.I.P. to that lady. I miss her so much. My mom was so cool. How she knew that I was dating a Nigerian was, I had to tell her I'm pregnant. I remember I was 14 weeks and I told her, Mom, I'm pregnant. And she was like, oh, okay, really? Who's the father? And I told her, oh, okay, he's my boyfriend. He's Nigerian. And my mom just asked to say hi to him over the phone. And I gave my boyfriend the phone and she was like, hi, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. They just greeted each other. And from there on, they had quite a good relationship. My mom and my husband had a good relationship, you guys. Sometimes when my husband and I, who was my boyfriend then, would fight, and I wouldn't talk to him, my mom would still talk to him. Like, her relationship with my husband was separate from mine, you know. It didn't matter if I was so angry at him and I was breaking up with him, my mom would still have a relationship with him behind my back. Imagine. Yeah, so my mom was never xenophobic. My mom has always been welcoming to foreigners. So she was never the xenophobic type, and she never had the stereotypes of saying, oh, he's Nigerian, what if this, what if that. No, my mom has always welcomed people from other countries. Back at home in Limpopo, we do have people who, in my village, we have people who walk in from Zim and Mozambique. They walk in by foot. So when they get to South Africa, people will usually show them my mother's house and be like, go to that woman's house, she'll help you out. And when they come, they'll be so tired and all that. And my mom would make sure that, okay, they are fed and they're well rested and have a bath, and then send them off to wherever they're going. Oh guys, send me a ring light. So it's never really a problem that I was dating a Nigerian. Next question. How do you deal with your partner's friends that cheat and you know they are partners? I don't know what to say about this, because I've never really seen it. If they do cheat, they make sure they do it far away from me. They make sure they do it far away from me. I've never really experienced my husband's friends who have partners or wives cheating. I've never seen it, so I honestly wouldn't know what to do or how to deal with it. I don't know what I would do, honestly speaking. I think I would I would just keep quiet and mind my business. And because you know what, you can't really hide these things. The girl will find out one way or the other. The wife will find out. These things always pop up, you know. Men always get caught one way or the other. So she was bound to find out. She would find out anyways by her own. I wouldn't say anything. I would let her find out, because I don't want to be, you know, that girl who, you know, is putting someone else's marriage or relationship into fumbles and stumbles because of my mouth, you know. I never want to be the reason why a couple is fighting or breaking up because of me. I would feel so bad. So if anything, if your man's is cheating and I see him cheating out there, girl, I'm just gonna act blind Stevie Wonder. I didn't see anything. Hey Bona, it is not my place. It's just not my place. It's not my place to say anything. So how did your man react when you told him you have a calling? My man is a Christian, but he's also an African, and he respects his African spirituality. He respects those kind of things. So it was not really a problem when I explained to him that I have a spiritual calling. We're just like, oh, okay, cool, you know. He didn't really have that thing of, oh, you're a witch. Oh, no. He was never like that, because he's someone who understands and respects African spirituality. Even though it's not the same, he's Nigerian, I'm South African, so our spirituality is not the same, but it's similar. I mean, it's African spirituality. It all comes down to one thing: ancestors, the gods. Excuse me. He understands those type of things, and he respects it as well, and I really do appreciate it. I appreciate him for that. Shout out to you, husband. Next question is, what is it like being married to a Nigerian? It's like being married to any human being. It's like being married to anybody else, you know. It's a normal marriage like any other marriage, you know. He's Nigerian, I'm South African. The only thing is that we have to meet each other halfway. Remember, he's all the way from the west, I'm all the way from the south. We don't do the things the same, we do things differently. Nigerians are like a whole other, they are like from another world. So sometimes it's clashing. We have to always figure out what to do, but then as time goes on, we blend together and become one unit, because, you know, I'm willing to meet him halfway and he's willing to meet me halfway. You know, his standards of marriage and my standards of marriage are not the same, but we come together and we meet each other halfway, and we join it together and we make it work. So, and also being married to a Nigerian is it's also fun, because, you know, I get to experience this whole new world and culture, full of culture, you know. So it's always fun to learn something, cook something new, eat something new, you know, learn a new language. That's the fun part about it. Otherwise, it can be challenging because of, you know, our cultures are not the same, our ways of thinking are not the same. But it is marriage. At the end of the day, you have to work. You have to make it work. It's like being closer, marrying a vendor. You find some cultural clashes, but because of love, you have to make it work. So, yeah. How do you deal with the stigma of dating or marrying? Of dating or marrying a Nigerian? Honestly, you just ignore the ignorance, and like you know. I remember when I was still living in Sunnyside, and I was dating my boyfriend then. My husband was my boyfriend then, and I was so much into Nigerian food, you know. This whole hype, you know, when you date a Nigerian, you have this whole hype of trying to try out their food, their music. At least I was that girlfriend. So I lived there by Esselen. If you guys know Sunnyside, you know Esselen is one of the busiest streets in Sunnyside, and there's this Niger restaurant, and I'd go there with my roommate to buy Niger food. And the moment South African people would see us walk past maybe a pub, and we'd be holding a black plastic bag, which means inside there is Nigerian food. I don't know how they know that, but yeah. they would start shouting and complaining, yeah, Nigeria, they'll say all nasty things about us, letting Nigerian users and stuff like that. So the only thing we could do was just ignore, because you can't turn around and say like, yeah. You just can't. Like, I just couldn't. I just ignored, like, oh, you guys are just bitter. You're bitter as fuck. So yeah, you just ignore it. Next question is, would you ever go under the knife? Definitely. I'm definitely gonna go under the knife. I don't even want to lie about this. I'm definitely gonna get my body done at some point in life, because one thing about me, my stomach is stretched so much. I carry huge belly. So no matter how much I lose weight and shrink back to a smaller size, I'll always have a hanging stomach. I always have a loose skin and a hanging stomach, and I want to get that corrected by fixing it. I don't want to get a BBL or make my butt bigger.
Somebody's here.
Who is it?
Diddy man.
Go tell Auntie to go see him so he can clean the fridge. So yeah, after losing all that weight, I then have loose skin, and I would like to get rid of that, because I mean I don't know, some people are okay with it. I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with mine, because I want to look good when I'm wearing a dress. Wear a dress without having to put on Spanx or a waist trainer or something just to hold the loose skin, so I can look good enough or feel good enough in the dress. So I'm gonna definitely go under the knife and get rid of my excess skin, because I do have that. Yeah. Do you want more children? Yes, we do want more children. However, we want 4 children. To be realistic, we want 4 children, which means we have one more to go. We have one more baby to make. And my husband always says that if we get so rich and so wealthy, we're gonna have a lot of kids. And I'm like, which vagina are they gonna come out of? Because our bodies go through so much, and I really don't wanna overdo things and end up just being frustrated, and my marriage is only alive because of kids, and the only thing we talk about with the husband is kids. I want to be able to enjoy my marriage with just me and my husband, because we are the root of this whole family. Me and my husband, we are the root. The husband and wife is the root of the family if you are married. So yes, one more kid. Oh yes, one more kid. Not anytime soon though, because Toby is showing me flames, you guys. That boy is showing me flames. Oh, so not anytime soon, but not anytime too late as well. So yes, we are planning on having one more kid and making 4 kids and making a family of 6. Next question. All of your childbirth experiences, which of the 3 was the most painful? All my childbirth, or all of them. None of them was easy. The first one was hard because I didn't know what I was doing. The second one was painful. Like, all my labors are so painful. Like, they are intense. My labor is intense. So none of them was easy. However, the third one was the quickest. Like, it was so quick. So quick. Very, very quick. If you'd like for me to share for you that story, comment down below, and I'll go into details with the birth story. Next question, is this your last, or you'd like to have more kids? I think I already answered that. You'd like to have some more? Yes. Next question, what's your discipline style? Is it a one shoe fits all, or you discipline your children differently? One size fits all. I use the same method on all of my kids, because I don't want my kids to think I favor the other one over the other one because I'm being too soft on one, because I'm being too soft on the other one. And so I use the same method of discipline on all my kids. If you'd like to know how I do discipline my kids, comment down below and I will make a video about how I discipline my kids. I'm trying to be quick and finish up this video because my nanny's trying to knock off and I have to go back to being a mom. Okay, how did you know that your husband was the person you wanted to spend this lifetime and maybe the next with? What keeps you from exiting the door? Because they say marriage isn't for the faint-hearted. Okay, how did I know my husband was the one I'd like to spend my life with is I really don't know how I knew that, but I guess it's because that's what I wanted. You know, by the time I started dating my husband, I wanted to be in a relationship that was going to be something. And I remember telling him that when we were still chatting on the phone, getting to know each other. I told him, look, I'm not here to play games, I'm here to do the thing, you know, the real thing, you know. I'm here to build a relationship. It's just what I wanted by then. I wanted to go into that relationship knowing that I wanted to build something. I was just fortunate enough that my husband somehow also just wanted the same thing for himself with me. And what keeps you from exiting the door? What keeps me from exiting the door is always believing that everything is going to be okay. No matter what's going on, you're gonna get through it. You're gonna get through it and it's gonna be okay. You know, nothing is forever. You know, hardships don't stay around forever. You go through hardships, you definitely get over them. You will go through them. You need to deal with it, feel whatever you're feeling at the moment, and then before you know it, everything is back to normal. You're feeling okay, the atmosphere is okay, you're feeling happy. That doesn't mean that you won't go through some more hardships. You go through another, it's like a pattern. You go through hardships and then you go up a hill, then you go down a hill, you know, and you go up a hill again and you go down a hill. That's just how life is. You just need to know that it's gonna be okay. You know, I'm gonna get through it. This too shall pass, you know. How do you deal with betrayal from friends? Are you the type to give a person another chance? If so, what's your expiration date on chances? I don't know how to answer this one, but how you deal with betrayal from friends. I used to be the type that would know that someone betrayed me and I would still go ahead and be friends with them. You know, if they say they're sorry, I'd forgive them and be friends with them, and then later it will come back and bite you in the ass, because you know, sometimes some friends are just not true, you know, are just not true. So I've learned that, okay, when it comes to friends, I feel like you can forgive them. You can forgive them, because I mean, like, if you can forgive your boyfriend or your husband or whoever, you can definitely forgive a friend, but you need to be very careful. I, however, will forgive you, but I'll stay away from you. You know, I'll forgive you for my own good. You know, I'll forgive you, but I'll stay away from you. This is the last question here, guys. How do you forgive a person who's not asked and never ask you for forgiveness? You just forgive the situation, because if you don't forgive the situation, they will be past it and over it. You'll be the one in pain. You just torture yourself with the pain because you're holding on to the hurt, because you're waiting for someone to come and say they're sorry to you. And if that person is stubborn enough, or they just don't give a fuck about your feelings, they won't come and say they're sorry to you. So are you gonna live with the hurt and hold on to that pain and anger because you want someone to come and say sorry to you? You have to forgive the situation and move on, so you can be happy. Do it for you, sis. Do it for you. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I think I'm going to end this video here. If I didn't answer your question, I am so sorry. I promise I will do another Q&A soon, and I will include the question. It will still be valid to me. I will answer it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for engaging and sending me questions so I can do this video. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you guys. Please, if you haven't subscribe to my channel right now. I need those subscriptions. I need those subs. It won't cost you nothing. It's 0 cent. Mahala. Come on. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next video. Ciao.